You've ever felt that no matter how hard you try, certain doors always stay closed to you? What if I told you there's a secret, simple, silent, and profoundly transformative that can change that forever? A secret that asks neither excessive effort nor anyone's validation, just you, your intention, and the power of your vibration. The most surprising part? The more quietly you apply this secret, the more the universe begins to conspire in your favor. This isn't magic or illusion. It's the science of consciousness allied with spiritual wisdom. Today, you'll discover what to do, in secret, so that opportunities naturally emerge, the right people enter your life, and paths open without effort. But before we continue, write in the comments, "I trust the flow of the universe." That phrase is your first step toward aligning your energy with the frequency of abundance. Now get ready. The secret will be revealed. Much of what you believe about life, about what's possible or impossible, has been built on limited perceptions of reality. But what if those limitations are merely projections of your mind? This insight comes from Jacobo Grinberg, one of the greatest students of human consciousness. A psychologist, neuroscientist, and mystic, Grinberg devoted his life to investigating how the mind interacts with reality, and what he found challenges everything we've been taught about the world. He taught that we live inside an invisible matrix called the neuronal field, an energetic structure where all possibilities already exist. Your reality isn't fixed, but a projection shaped by your internal vibration. In other words, you don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. Here's the crucial point. By tuning your vibration through quiet, consistent intention, you begin to access higher realities, where so-called coincidences are nothing more than conscious synchronicities. This isn't just a spiritual vision, it's science applied to expanding consciousness. Grinberg disappeared mysteriously after making his most advanced discoveries, but his legacy remains. Reality responds to those who vibrate with intention and silence. There's a silent force that shapes reality far more precisely than words or outward actions. That force is what you do in secret, hidden from prying eyes, protected from judgments and energies that don't share your purpose's frequency. And perhaps, without realizing it, you've felt it before. Remember that moment when you had a brilliant idea, shared it, and suddenly the enthusiasm faded. That wasn't coincidence. It was dissipated energy. When you reveal a desire before consolidating it internally, you open gaps for external interference. Words of doubt, skeptical glances, or even someone's inability to grasp your purpose's depth are enough to undermine your vibration. And not just spiritually. Neuroscience shows that speaking about a goal before achieving it releases dopamine, creating a false sense of progress. That anticipatory pleasure leads to complacency, and so many ideas die before they even have a chance to live. That's why great achievers move in silence. They understand that the universe works best when intention is protected. Acting discreetly lets your energy remain focused, solid, and coherent with what you wish to attract. The longer you sustain your vibration in secret, the more powerful it becomes. It's like a seed planted in fertile soil, shielded, watered with focus, and free from outside interference. It flowers with strength and natural grace. From an energetic standpoint, keeping your intention to yourself avoids a frequency clash. Everyone vibrates on a different wavelength, and not all are aligned with what you want to manifest. When you share your plans, you blend your energy with others, often creating noise that hinders the manifestation process. In this context, silence is both energetic protection and vibrational reinforcement. Moreover, when you act discreetly, motivation comes from within, not from external approval. There's no need to prove anything to anyone. This deepens your connection with your own truth, your real purpose, and the natural flow of life. You stop chasing things and begin to attract what harmonizes with your essence. Ancient sages, monks, and spiritual masters all understood this principle. They practiced rituals, prayers, and expansion work in silence because they knew that the purest manifestation is born in the invisible, in what's done without applause, without witnesses, without need for validation. Silence is not the absence of action. It's aligned, intentional action protected. Therefore, if you're building something, dreaming of something, preparing for a leap in life, do it in silence. The universe hears your intentions more than your words. And when your vibration is shielded, the invisible works for you. The reality you live today wasn't created by external circumstances, nor by luck or chance. It's largely the exact reflection of what's installed in your subconscious. That invisible structure acts as a filter between you and the world, defining what you perceive, how you interpret situations, and most importantly, what you believe is possible for yourself. Since childhood, your subconscious has been shaped by words, experiences, traumas, and behavioral models. If you often heard phrases like, "money is hard to earn," "those who dream big get disappointed," or "life's tough for the soft," those beliefs registered as absolute truths within you. And even if you now consciously desire abundance, success, or freedom, your subconscious may be sabotaging that movement, simply because it's programmed for something else. The subconscious neither judges nor questions. It merely repeats what it learned. More than that, it reacts to emotions. This means it's not enough to think positively or recite hollow affirmations. You must feel the truth of a new belief with intensity, consistency, and clarity. When that happens, you start creating new neural connections and rewriting the patterns that determine your life. Grinberg asserted that what we call reality is a mental projection created by the interaction of consciousness with the neuronal field. That field is shaped by our beliefs and vibrations. In other words, the life you experience is not objective. It's programmed internally. Want a simple example? Imagine two people given the same opportunity. One believes they deserve it, feels capable, and is ready to grow. The other feels insecure, fears failure, and thinks, "it's not for me." Deal. The first sees an open door. The second doesn't even notice the door. That's not bad luck. It's subconscious programming in action. The good news is that this program can be rewritten through repetition, visualization, and especially emotion paired with a new narrative. Begin by noticing the automatic thoughts that arise during the day. How often do you tell yourself, "This is too hard, it won't work," or "I'm not good enough"? Each one of these phrases reinforces the old pattern. Now transform those phrases. Say, "I can learn everything I need. The right opportunities are coming to me. I deserve to live in abundance." Repeat with intention. Visualize what these statements mean in practice. Feel what it's like to live in that new reality. That's how you start aligning your vibration with what you wish to attract. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you vibrate. And what you vibrate depends on what's stored in your subconscious. If you want to change your life, start from within. Have you ever felt that everything was falling into place, as if the universe were choreographing every detail in your favor? As if people, events, and opportunities appeared at exactly the right moment, effortlessly, like a perfect dance. That state has a name, flow, and it's not a privilege of the few. Flow is a frequency accessible to everyone, but few know how to consciously enter it. The flow state is when you're fully present, aligned with the now, without resistance to what's happening. Your mind isn't stuck in the past, nor anxious about the future. It's connected to the present moment with confidence, surrender, and clarity. And it's in that space of presence that the phenomena we call synchronicities emerge. Synchronicity, a concept developed by Carl Jung, occurs when external events coincide so meaningfully that they seem orchestrated by an invisible intelligence. They aren't mere coincidences, they're signals, the universe's responses to your internal vibration. The key to living in flow more often lies in reducing internal resistance. Most people live in constant tension, trying to control everything, fearing mistakes, craving immediate results. That attachment to control creates vibrational blocks that impede life's natural flow. The more you force something, the more it eludes you. The universe doesn't respond to desperate need. It responds to silent trust. Entering flow requires conscious surrender. It doesn't mean passivity, but a state where you act with ease, without clinging to how or when things will happen. It's an intelligent surrender based on knowing that what's yours is already on its way, and your role is to keep your frequency aligned with what you desire. Gratitude is one of the fastest keys to flow. When you sincerely appreciate what you already have, your vibrational field expands. You stop emitting signals of lack and start vibrating abundance. And that vibration attracts more experiences aligned with that feeling. Another essential element is clear but relaxed intention. Visualize what you desire, feel as if you're already living that reality, and then let go. Release the anxiety over the outcome. Flow happens when you trust the process so fully that urgency dissolves. In that moment, the universe begins to conspire on your behalf. People in flow don't live without challenges, but they face everything with different energy. They know each situation has a purpose. Each delay carries a lesson, and each closed door is simply redirection. They live lighter, more intuitively, and above all, more open to the new. When you enter this state, doors open, signs appear, coincidences multiply, because life is always ready to cooperate with those who cooperate with it. There's a moment in the day when your mind becomes a direct portal for reality creation, the minutes before sleep. What you think, feel, and imagine in that twilight between wakefulness and deep sleep holds extraordinary power to reprogram your subconscious, the part responsible for shaping 95% of your life. During this period, your brain downshifts from beta waves, active rational, to alpha, and then theta waves, the same waves dominant in a child's mind up to age 7, when beliefs are absorbed without question. This means whatever you mentally feed yourself in that moment is accepted as truth, and over time shapes your behavior, decisions, and the experiences you attract. That's why replaying complaints, fears, and worries before sleep is self-sabotage. Many relive failures, replay arguments, or focus on what might go wrong, and unknowingly reinforce the patterns they wish to break. But if you use this moment consciously, it becomes a true manifestation portal. The practice is simple yet powerful. Create a calm environment. Remove external stimuli, avoid negative content, and allow yourself to relax. Lie down comfortably, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Inhale calm, exhale tension. Continue until your body softens. Next, choose a powerful affirmation aligned with what you wish to manifest. For example, I am abundant, and everything flows in my favor. The universe is opening perfect doors for me. I already live the life I've always dreamed of. But beware, mechanical repetition isn't enough. You must feel as if these affirmations are already true. Visualize the scene with vivid detail. See yourself living that reality. Feel the emotion of having achieved what you desire. The subconscious responds to emotion, not logic. Hold this visualization until sleep comes. Don't fight drowsiness. Instead, let it carry you into sleep while your mind remains immersed in the new reality's vibration. By doing this, you're planting seeds directly in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Used consistently, this technique transforms deeply rooted internal patterns. Don't expect immediate, dramatic changes. Expect subtle but steady shifts. Small decisions taken differently, new opportunities, heightened intuition. All of these will be the result of the new identity you're programming night after night. The beauty. You don't have to tell a soul. This is your secret, sacred, silent moment, an invisible practice to the world, but powerful enough to move the universe's gears in your favor. Most people believe that the more effort they invest, the faster they'll reach their goals. But there's a paradox in manifestation. The harder you try to control the outcome, the more it slips away. The universe doesn't respond to anxiety, despair, or fear-laden desire. It responds to the vibration of trust, surrender, and flow. This is the principle of non-resistance, one of the most powerful pillars of conscious manifestation. Resistance is everything you do when you fight against the present moment. It's when you feel frustrated by timing, despair over unmet desires, or insist that things happen your way. And here's the irony. The more you resist, the more deeply the unwanted circumstance persists. What you resist persists. Entering non-resistance isn't the same as giving up, quite the opposite. It's realizing that a higher intelligence orchestrates life's movements and that it operates with greater precision when you trust the flow and release the need for control. Conscious surrender makes room for the universe to arrange circumstances more intelligently than you ever could. Imagine someone planting a seed and the next day digging up the soil to see if it sprouted. That impatience disrupts the natural process. The same happens when you demand immediate results, without understanding that every desire matures in its own time. Letting go isn't indifference, it's vibrational wisdom. Non-resistance begins with accepting the present. Even if your current reality isn't ideal, embracing it with presence and gratitude dissolves inner tension. The energy of acceptance creates space for transformation. When you rebel against the now, you vibrate scarcity, injustice, and frustration. But when you welcome reality as it is, without resigning yourself, you send a clear signal to the universe. I'm ready for something better. Another key point is understanding that obsession with the how blocks the when and the where. Your role is to define what you want, vibrate with clarity, and act coherently, but then let the universe choose the means. Oftentimes, the path you envisioned isn't the best, and only when you release rigidity do unexpected, more effective possibilities emerge. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to resistance. When you give thanks, even before seeing the result, you affirm your faith in the process. Thanking for what's yet to come is one of the highest forms of vibrational faith. True manifestation isn't born from tension, but from lightness. When you learn to relax in the present, trust the invisible, and align with your desire without clinging to results, life begins to conspire for you. You act with clarity, vibrate with certainty, and allow the universe to complete the rest. But let's be clear, visualizing, repeating affirmations, and trusting the universe mean nothing without real-world action. Manifestation isn't about waiting. It's about aligning your inner world with external movement. You vibrate, yes. You reprogram your subconscious, yes. But then you move. Create a plan, even a small one. Take a step. Write the idea down. Make the call. Invest time in what matters. The universe cannot multiply what you never plant. And if you don't plant action, there is no harvest. The greatest spiritual teachers never taught you to sit and hope. They taught you to act with faith. Faith is not passivity. Faith is movement with conviction. Without aligned action, even the most powerful vibration is just an intention with no direction. Now you have the tools, the clarity, the awareness, and the reminder that your life changes when you start walking the path, not just imagining it. The universe replies precisely to those who vibrate with consistency. And now you hold the keys to open doors that once seemed unreachable. Use this power with awareness and courage. If this message touched your heart, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and share this video with someone who also needs to awaken to this truth. And write here in the comments, I trust the flow of the universe and allow it to surprise me. That affirmation is your first step. The next one is yours.